What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today, we have the brand new point farming event that's available, being the Duel at BANARO Island. Of course, there's an 8-star and a 4-star difficulty. The 8-star difficulty is predominantly what you want to be farming, because remember, each individual drop on this island, you can see all these drops here, all have a point value associated to them, and the more points you accumulate over the entire course of the event, the more rewards you're going to get access to via these Chopper Man missions, which include Rainbow Gems, Rumble Scrolls, Support Medals, Almighty Manuals, Cotton Candy, and then of course there is going to be the elusive Legend ticket. It is just a generic legend. I think every legend aside from Super Sugos, Kizuna legends will be here except for the new Marco and Whitebeard. Typically the newest legend is not pullable from these tickets. I don't know why they don't do that. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but just telling you guys what the deal is, okay? Now of course, what is this new Blackbeard character that you can farm for? This character is actually not too bad for the event itself and is not a bad free-to-play unit in general. So this character is an int-driven powerhouse character. Blackbeard has a captain effect of 3 times attack to int with a 1.2 times health boost. Nothing crazy. His special ability though will go ahead and reduce all enemies' health by 20%, and then it reduces defense up, damage reduction, and damage threshold by 4 turns, and then gives himself an int slot. So it removes those really key defensive effects of blue shield, rainbow shield, and threshold. All of them by 4 turns. Unfortunately, didn't remove it by 5 turns. If he did, this would be one of the best free-to-play units in the game, not even kidding. But 4 turns is still relatively acceptable. Unfortunately, a lot of these free-to-play units are only going to be removing it by a few turns, but not terrible. Of course, he's not fully limit broken. You do have to go ahead and gain his limit break materials from the event itself, but you can see that he does get cooldown a couple of times. 1 cooldown there, 1 cooldown there. He has the potential ability of Enrage, I believe that will be, and the second one is going to be Critical Hit. So that is the brand new Blackbeard that you can get from this event, and of course he's going to be boosted for the upcoming arena and also the upcoming treasure map as well, and likely the Kizuna whenever that drops as well. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the video versus the BANARO Island Duel with 4 different teams that you guys can go ahead and aim to build. So jumping into things, this is going to be the first team, and I know a lot of people are not going to be able to build this team, and that's completely okay. There are a bunch of other teams that are going to be in this video. This is just showing you guys the team that I'm personally using. However, I actually have changed it since this recording. Ideally, what you want to do is just use a friend captain versus Whitebeard instead of using double Bonney. It works out much better and much safer to use a friend captain Whitebeard, because if the friend captain Bonney is not completely maxed out, limit break plus candies, like you just die at the end, because what will happen is on the final boss stage, after you kill Blackbeard, he does like 30,000 damage to your crew. But of course, if you got sockets for damage reduction and you have limit break abilities that have damage reduction effects, that damage is mitigated to a certain percentage. However, if you do not have a Bonney with like max health in terms of cotton candy and limit break, you will end up dying. I have had a couple runs where I've used different Bonnies and I have actually died. But if you use a friend captain Whitebeard, he has obviously a huge stat boost because of the event, and also he has damage reduction in his captain effect, so it makes it so that you just don't die anyway. So using a friend captain Whitebeard makes his team much better. Also have switched out the Big Mom for the brand new free-to-play Blackbeard in this event, and then have the support of Halloween lore attached to him, and making it clear that Jesus Burgess stage a lot easier. But we'll talk more about each of these stages and what they do in the next upcoming teams that you guys are going to see. The second team in this video is using Komurasaki, and we're using a lot of the other characters that have released relatively recently. Now, we are using the Ace and Sabo as a crewmate because they help us get rid of the Bind and the Despair on the final stage, and they also change block orbs into matching. Their orb boost, we're not using them for their orb boost, it's just because of their utility that they provide, and then of course their switch effect allowing us to get color affinity. Ideally, what you can do to get even more damage is just get their super swap also for that final stage. On this particular team clip that you're seeing, I actually don't don't get their super swap, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But you guys saw that Jesus Burgess, he has an int slot barrier, a one-hit int slot barrier, so you have to have some type of character that can generate an int slot for your team to get through that stage easier. This stage is kind of annoying. He has defense up, threshold, and he also says you can only use one special per turn. So in this instance here, we're using the special ability of the Blackbeard, which has the Halloween lore attached to it to give us an orb boost, and we extended the attack boost from the previous stage with the new 7th anniversary Rebecca. So really nice team comp there to get a boost on multiple stages. And then on the final boss stage, Komurasaki for all the boosts. We have the utility and block orb manipulation with the Ace and Sabo, and then we also have the what's his name, Hawkins, to get rid of the despair and the attack down. I mean, the despair doesn't really matter, but mainly that attack down that gets inflicted to us. All of these characters are boosted. Pretty decent boosting team if you don't have any of those new batch characters at all. Moving on to the third team, we have the brand new Final Tap Kid. This team's actually pretty awesome. So the way that this team kind of works is that we're spamming specials against Jesus Burgess, so we are falling below 50%. However, when we reach the final boss stage, because of the despair that's inflicted to us, it actually allows us to technically be at full HP so that we can use our other kid. We can use that multiple times back to back once again. It's pretty awesome that it works like that. You know, even if you are despaired, if that HP bar is all the way to the right, you're going to be able to launch it twice, or at least if you're above 51% after that despair, because Kid does have an HP boosting captain effect, which obviously actually works in his favor when he is despaired, actually, if you're using it in this type of instance, as you'll see. We're also using the support of Treble on Sugar to remove the defensive effects here on the Van Orca stage. Very useful to have. Plus, Sugar being a 3-turn orb boost to Driven means that we're going to carry that orb boost into the final stage, and then by activating Kid's special twice on the final stage once again, we get the attack boost, and because we already have an orb boost active, we get color affinity instead. So we have attack, orb, and affinity on the final stage. We're able to get rid of those block orbs and the attack down with the buggy, and then of course the bind and despair are removed via the Rebecca special ability. A pretty awesome team, and once again, if you have these applicable characters, probably one that I would recommend, as every unit except for one being, actually no, two, because of the buggy and also the Sugar are boosted. They're not boosted, so it's still not too bad if you don't have a lot of the boosters for this event in particular. And for players out there that are looking something for a little bit easier, a little bit lazier, you can run a similar team to this, allowing you to use Kaido to kind of just carry you through the content. Of course, versus Whitebeard as a captain, as a friend captain, is a very, very good idea. Gives you a lot more points, and it definitely makes the fight way easier. We do have the new Rare Recruit Rockstar in here because he does have pretty good utility. He does get rid of the block orbs, he gets rid of despair, he gets rid of attack down, all things that we need to get rid of on that final boss stage. We have Magellan for the defensive effects on stage 4. The dual Big Mom is a really good unit for this fight in particular. Her switch effect generating that int orb and an attack and an orb boost for herself is incredibly strong. Does so much damage. And then of course we have the Jack on this team to get rid of the bind. He also gives an orb boost as well, but that's not really too much of a big deal. But that is going to wrap up this video today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.
that they